Hello everyone and welcome to this video in which we're going to talk about the 6 pillars of a truly resistant and resilient DevOps infrastructure. By DevOps infra, here I'm not talking about production, I'm only talking about the development infrastructure that enables your engineers to provide qualitative product and applications. So picture this scenario for a moment. It's Monday morning, you're at your office, take a coffee, sit at your desk, and open Jenkins to see if this build that you ran in the weekend is finally passing. And when you open Jenkins, you see that nothing happens. Server error. Jenkins is down as well as the server that is hosting it. What happens from this very moment on? What are the processes defining your organization that make you recover from this problem? So those are the subjects we're going to talk about in this video, and I'm going to list 6 things that you absolutely need in order to prevent those scenarios from happening, and also to recover very fast in case those scenarios happen. And the first pillar is separate your backups from your infrastructure. The backups and the automation processes you'll use to recover must live in separate environments. Too many companies today still keep their Jenkins backup within the same server as Jenkins runs just because this is the default configuration of the backup plugin. This is like keeping your spare keys inside your apartment. Instead, use different cloud account, different physical locations, and even different team responsible for managing the recovery. Second, you should minimize the technological level your infrastructure depends on. Only add the tools that are absolutely necessary to the functioning of your infrastructure, and make sure you have the in-house expertise to maintain, operate, and debug those tools. Sure, it's very trendy to have the latest GitOps tool and the latest cloud service out there, but each layer of technology is an additional point of failure. The shorter your chain is, the less likely it will fail, and the easier it will be to restore the infra in case it fails. 3. Build a team that is responsible for crisis management and big infrastructure bugs. This can be a virtual team, but the team should do the following things. It should first establish a list of all the possible failures your infra can experience. It should write and maintain the recovery processes needed for restoring the infrastructure. And it should perform regular training scenarios every 2 or 3 weeks, simulating major incidents and assessing the quality of the recovery. Fourth, you should list all the technological resources your infrastructure depends on. You must create a complete inventory of your components and classify them into 3 categories: low importance, medium importance, and critical. So your CI, for example, will be a critical component, because without a CI, your developers cannot ship verified and deployable artifacts. Everything has to be done manually with no support from the CI. As a result, many developers find themselves completely unable to proceed because everything was made by the CI and they have a lack of practice. And also the CI has permissions that the typical developer does not have. So most of the time when the CI is down, the complete factory is immobilized. On the other hand, Grafana could be considered as low criticality as long as no one is blocked by its failure. Fifth, you should list your indispensable human resources. You need to provide a complete inventory of the people, the individuals that know how to operate the critical components you've defined in the previous point. You need to make sure you never have a blind spot here. For example, if you have 2 people that know how to manage Argo CD in your organization, you need to make sure that those 2 people don't go to vacation at the same time. This can be quite challenging. And the 6th and final pillar is partner with disaster recovery expert. You don't need to do everything on your own. Having the in-house expertise on each critical technology can be very challenging. For instance, let's say you have 2 employees mastering Argo CD. Can you ask one to cancel on his August vacation because the other one already is going to vacation in August? So those are the challenges you can face and tension it can create in your team. Instead, have peace of mind and let external experts handle the emergencies, audits, readiness assessment, recovery playbooks, and even real-time intervention in case your team is unavailable. So those were the 6 pillars of a truly resilient and resistant DevOps infrastructure. If you respect the 6 points I've listed, most of the chances are your infra will not fail, and in case your infra fails, you will be able to recover within hours.